In cause number 2021-0D02671, State of Texas versus Lance Kendall Bradford. Announcement of council, please.
Willow King for the state of Texas.
Justin Underwood on behalf of Mr. Bradford, Judge.
All right. Good morning to the both of you. I am showing that we are here on 5/10/22 for a final hearing plea deadline. What says the parties? Mr. Underwood?
Judge, just this morning, Ms. King and I think it's Mrs. King, I apologize, and I worked out, she made an offer that I anticipate that we're going to accept. She hasn't sent the plea papers over yet. It's going to be restitution, which I believe is something like $750, give or take, that my client will pay up front, and in exchange for that, he will receive the felony PTD program. And so those are things that I need to speak with my client about. I did mention to the DA's office that my client holds a top secret clearance. He works as a private contractor for our federal government. He is a retired, he's been on 4 tours of duty, Purple Heart, Bronze Star, so he has certainly earned every ounce of what he is doing currently with his life. And so I do need to clear all of that with him, but I don't anticipate there being any hiccups. So if we can have some time so that my client, not only can I explain all that, what all that entails, but also so that he can make sure everything will be kosher for him to do that. Like I said, Judge, I don't think that there's going to be any issue at all, but Mrs. King and I just talked about that not more than probably an hour ago.
All right. So then let me ask Ms. Hernandez if she'll go ahead and give you a plea date. That'll be moving that 5/13/22 jury trial. If we'll go ahead and get a plea date. And then Ms. Hernandez, if you'll just go ahead and give a courtesy trial date for that August date, just in case.
Yes, ma'am, we'll do that.
All right.
Thank
Does that
you.
sound good for both parties?
Yes.
All right.
I'm
So,
Erna.
Hi, good morning, Justin.
all right. Well, then we're set. You'll be getting a plea date soon, and then backup jury trial just in case, so we don't fall too far behind.
And one question, Mrs. King, the felony PTD, how different is it from the misdemeanor? I know it exists. I just haven't. Does he go through Veterans Court? Tell me what it is that he does, or is it a different program?
That makes 2 of us that has the same
Great.
question. So I'll get back to you.
Oh, then that
Love
makes
it.
3 of us, because I had not heard of the felony PTD program either.
I do know
But-
that. I do know that it exists.
But I wasn't going to let my ignorance on that issue delay the process of the
Oh,
proceeding.
I have no shame, and my ignorance knows no bounds. So
And that's why everyone loves you, Mr. Underwood. And unless you have anything further, Mr. Underwood, you
No, ma'am.
are excused
We
from
have
this hearing.
Mr. Underwood has another one on page 3, bottom of page
Ah,
3.
you-
Judge.
oh, okay. If you'll give me the name, I don't know who it is, but I'm happy.
Roman?
Roman.
Yes, sir.
Let me have my if you want to do it, I can probably have my staff bring the file in while we're talking about it.
Okay, no problem. It's going to be, just so that you know, it's George Luis Roman, and he's got
Okay.
two cause numbers. One's probation. It's a 2017 0D00480. And then it looks like the new one is 2022 0D00512. I'll have Mr. Marufo officially call it. I was just giving that to you for your staff.
Yes, ma'am. I just messaged them, so hopefully they'll bring it in just a moment.
Okay, go ahead for the record, Mr. Marufo. Let's go ahead and get started on that one.
In cause number 2017-0D00480 and 2022 0D00512, State of Texas versus George Luis Roman. Announcement of council, please.
Willow King for the state of Texas.
Justin Underwood on behalf of Mr. Roman, Judge.
All right, I am showing that you all are here today for, give me a second when my computer goes to the appropriate, you all are here for a status conference. He is currently on probation, I believe, with an assault, a brand new assault that occurred back in October of last year. What are we doing with this case, Mr. Underwood?
Judge, I will defer to Mrs. King at the moment. My staff is bringing me the file as we speak. So
That's right.
I see her over my shoulder. And
My
so-
apologies. I was not trying to do that
You're
on purpose.
totally
I forgot. Ms. King, where are we with Mr. Roman, please?
Thank you.
Your Honor, so as of the last hearing on May 3rd, the state was going to speak again to the complaining witness, and I believe it was Mr. Daniel Avalar was going to try to get a non-prosecution for the state. And then that's how we will rec the probation, either to modify and extend or So I don't know if Ms. Carla from probation has any updates for his probation case.
Let me, there are no updates, just to remind the court that the probation case does expire on May 24th. But it does have, we do have an MTR file.
Okay, all right.
And Judge, I've just kind of reviewed it a little bit. There are some notes in here from Mr. Avalar, and I do agree with Mrs. King. I am just looking at the complaint affidavit on the new case, and the only thing that I can say is that it involves a Buck's Cabaret, and so I'm quite certain that at some point down the road, we can probably resolve this case without anything that horrible happening. If I need to go and make a site visit to make sure everything is kosher out there at the establishment, then I'm happy to do so for the court. But I would imagine, based on what I'm looking at, the notes are, I believe that he's, and Carla, you can correct me, but I think he's been relatively compliant with probation. It looks like he completed BIP, maybe. You can kind of fill me in.
So, yes, if we look at the classes that he's ordered to take, he has completed what's ordered of him. But I do want to just bring it out there that, I mean, this is not the first time we've had rearrests. He's been rearrested in the past. You know, we've gone through the whole MTR process, dismissal, extensions. And then here we are again and going through the same process again with the new rearrests. So it's just been a rearrest kind of probationer. But well, we're just pending to see what we're going to do, what the state's going to do, what we're going to do with the other case, the new cases.
And I do think that I'll read this straight out of the report, Judge. The victim refused photos or video and stated she only wanted to pick up her vehicle, did not want offender arrested. I think she was running late for her job at the establishment that we talked about. So
And for the record, I am not ordering you to go do a site of the crime scene, okay? Just for the record, okay?
It would make it much easier in my household if the court had ordered me to go there. You know?
No, that's the actual opposite. I am aware of all marital people and I am not ordering that, okay?
I think that Mrs. King and Mr. Avalar and myself will probably be able to resolve this without anything too treacherous happening
All right.
in the very near future.
Well, and you have plenty of settings to keep you occupied, so
Yes.
I'm not too worried, but I'm glad we were able to air this out and start discussing where we were.
Carla, is he in custody?
No, he's not.
Okay. Is he still reporting like he's supposed to?
Yes, he did report for April.
Okay, great, perfect. Then Mrs. King, I'll be in touch with Mr. Avalar. I'm quite certain this is going to get resolved.
Sounds like a plan.
All right.
All right, and if you have nothing further, Mr. Underwood, you are free to be excused.
Thank you, guys. See y'all later. Be
Take
good.
care. Bye-bye.
We're back on page one, top of page one, Judge.
Okay. Mr. Vasquez with Mr. Anchondo?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, go ahead and call the case whenever you're ready, Mr. Marufo.
In cause number 2021-0D02-001 and 2021-0D03123, State of Texas versus Salvador Manuel Anchondo. Announcement of council, please.
Well, it came from the state of Texas.
And Joseph Vasquez representing Mr. Anchondo.
You ready to proceed, Mr. Vasquez?
Yes, Judge.
All right.
My client's in custody. I think I have a recommendation of 2 years TDC, which in regards to the aggravated assault, I believe he would accept. The burglary of building involved walking into Coconuts and grabbing a bottle of liquor and walking out with it. We're hoping that the state would consider reducing that to a theft and giving him time served.
I believe we did agree to that, yes. And the one that the deadly or the 2 TDC for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, I believe.
Yeah, he's agreed to that.
What about the count? I'm sorry, what about the count on the harassment of public servant?
That was to be dismissed.
Okay, so you've got one that'll plead, one count 2 TDC, one count reduction, and one count dismissal.
That is correct.
That correct, Mr. Vasquez?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, are we ready to do this now?
No, I don't think we have plea papers done yet, Judge.
Okay,
Send
So I
that
need
over.
to get that done and then, so as soon as I get them, I'll go to the annex and get them signed up and we'll be ready. I'll get the paperwork to the court.
all right, wonderful, Mr. Vasquez. And Ms. King, you'll put that on your to-do list, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, wonderful. Mr. Vasquez, anything further from you on Mr. Anchondo?
No, Your Honor, that's all.
All right, and if you have nothing further with the court, you are free to be excused.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day, everybody.
You too. Good to see you, Mr. Vasquez. Take care.
You too.